fellow Minimaniacs, Mike the Pied Piper here, and I'm here with another deck profile video for you. I know I'm going to be playing in the Gen Con tournaments this week, or this weekend, so I figured I would go over the deck that I'm going to be using for the Gen Con tournaments. It is a variation of my Fuse Zamasu deck that I did in a previous video. Both alliterations are actually pretty good. This one's a little bit, well, shouldn't say a little bit. This one's a lot more aggressive. It does still use the set 2 Zamasu that I really enjoy. I mean, this thing, especially against rush decks, does extremely well. Just because of all the life that they actually have to go to. I mean, we're talking with a 60 card deck, and with Fuse Zamasu's power, where you can discard the top 5 instead of taking a life. You essentially have 14 life, because you would take 6, awaken, and then you could take up to 8 more, assuming you have 40 cards left in the deck after you draw cards and all that good fun stuff. So it's essentially 14 life, which is really, really, really good. So I'm going to get into the deck profile video. Again, this is the more aggressive version of the deck. So we got this brought up here. I did go with a blue-green approach this time. And I'll kind of go with how the cards combo and see if this is a similar deck that you would like to run for your tournament. So first off, I do want to get in the leader effect. You choose 1 card from your life, put it in your drop area. If it is a blue card, you get to draw a card. You're not going to be using this leader effect too often, to be all honest. This is more of to help you awaken if you do go against like an invoker deck, or just to help you get down there in life, to ensure that you're going to be able to get to your awakened side. I did run into an issue where I did have someone in the tournament wasn't necessarily playing correctly, where they got me down to exactly 3 life and then did a triple attack on me. Again, if you do use your power correctly here, this is going to ensure that you're going to be able to awaken to get down to your 2 life. So then the awakened side, this is the really unique part of the lead, that makes a leader really unique, is first off, when it attacks, it gets to draw cards, so now you're getting your card advantage. But then also it has the permanent ability that whenever you would take damage, you would discard the top 5 cards of your deck instead. If you take a double strike, it'd be top 10, triple strike, top 15. And with them increasing the cards up to 60 in a deck now, you figure you're drawing your 6 at the beginning of the game, you have your 8 life, which is 14, and then you're drawing a few cards every turn, essentially going to give you approximately 40 cards left in your deck. 40 divided by 5 is essentially 8 additional life. So it does give you, instead of a 8 cards for life, you now have 14 life, which is really, really good. So now I'm going to get into the breakdown of the deck, kind of how all the combos and stuff like that work. And there's really multiple win cons with this deck. So the first thing I'm going to start off with, just the easiest, is the super combo. Zamasu, Sacred Disbelief. This is one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best super combos. Multicolor super combos, because you can use it whenever you want, and it's just really good defense. You combo with it, and then you get to put one of their battle cards in rest mode, or tap it, essentially. Really good. I love this super combo with this deck. It is also searchable with some of the other things, Time Ring that I run in the deck. Time Ring is one of those set 2 cards that essentially you get to look at the top 10 cards of your deck, and you get to choose any Goku Black or Zamasu. If you have 4 energy, you actually get to choose 2, either Goku Black or Zamasu, which is really, really good. It's going to help you ensure that you're going to get the pieces that you need in order to go for victory. So I do run 3 of these. At one time I did run 4. I find 3 is actually pretty good, so I do run 3 in there. So now let's get into the combo pieces to the deck. And there's actually 2 major parts to the deck. You have the blue part, and then you have the green part. So first I'm going to start with the blue part of the deck. And that would be the Zamasu Cosmic Trader. This is the one that costs 1 energy, and then you get to take the top card of your deck and put it into your energy. Again, this just makes sure that you get out your Zamasu piece in order to fuse Zamasu, the 5-drop. And then the Goku Black that we have that goes with that is the Goku Black Countdown to Destruction. I did decide to run this blue Goku Black instead of the 2-drop Goku Black that I ran in my previous deck profile video. That is because I do now run the Zeno Cosmic Unison. I do run 4 of them in the deck. That just pairs really, really well with this deck, especially with a lot of its counterplays and stuff. So I do run the Zamasu Cosmic Trader and the Goku Black Countdown to Destruction, which then can lead into fusing with the Fused Zamasu. Again, really nice because you can use energy that is currently in your energy area as part of the Union Patora cost. And it is an indestructible 24k card, which indestructible used to be really, really, really good. Red can go through indestructible pretty easy now just because it can neg battle cards' power. So if indestructible does get negged below the 24k, or the battle card goes to 0, it would actually leave the battle area due to game mechanics instead of the actual battle card. So it can get around that. But for the blue portion, I do run the Zamasu Cosmic Trader with the Goku Black Countdown to Destruction in order to get to this 5-drop. Again, pairs well with the Zeno Cosmic Union because this is probably, in my opinion, one of the best Union cards that came out this set. It is a 2 blue energy. You get to play Zeno Cosmic Union. You then use his ability to take the top card of your deck and put it into your energy area, and then it gains 2 markers. So you're talking, you can get a Unison card as early as turn 2 that can have 4 or even 5 markers on it if you have another one of these in your hand, which is just absolutely insane. Because once you get a Unison card with that many markers on it, it starts pairing with some of the other cards in the deck. For example, I do run 3 Final Hope Slashes, which is a counterattack. If your leader card is mono blue, which obviously mine is, you get to choose one of your mono blue energy and switch it to active mode. Then you choose one of your opponent's battle cards with 15,000 power or less, ignoring barrier, and return it to its owner's hand. Now, the key thing is with this card, it's not actually negating the attack. But what's really good is essentially with the permanent, if you have a blue Unison card in play, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its cost. Which now means that I can activate this counter, give myself an energy, which I could turn around and use with Sensu Bean, or maybe I'm going to do some combos that I want to, I got some cards that I can combo with. So Final Hope Slash is actually really, really, really good. I do run 3 in there. It is a very good early game counter because it can get rid of one of their 15k battle cards. I've used it against like Ginyu decks online. It's really good because it's like, yeah, you can put that right back in your hand. So I do run 3 of these. And then also I run 4 of the SS Trunks God Stealing Techniques. Again, this is a counterplay card that is just so good with that Zeno Cosmic Unison. Once you use this, you cannot use it again. No more counterplay cards for the remainder of the turn. But essentially, you get to take any battle card that they're going to be playing and they return it directly to their hand. Or you can actually play this card. Either or. Most of the time, you're just going to be discarding this card and then they put that big whatever they're going to be playing, they put it right back in their hand. Assuming the card doesn't have deflect. So I do run the, that just pairs really well with the Zeno Cosmic Unison. Just like with the previous deck profile video, we have the Fused Zamasu Advocate for Evil that goes into the 9-drop Fused Zamasu the Divine Immortal, which essentially allows me to play this Tragedy Overground for incredible, basically get to play it as soon as turn 4. Which, depending on the deck you're going against, which is extremely good because now they can't play anything that costs over 3. Essentially, anything they play in their energy, just gone. Or anything they play over 4 goes directly into their energy. Right now, as far as I know, there is only one card that can get rid of this, and that is the Zeno Cosmic Unison that I do run into my deck. This would actually get rid of that, because it chooses all cards in all battle areas, ignoring barrier, and then shuffles them in their life deck. So really, getting this card out is like a shoe-in against a lot of decks. So, like I said, with those blue cards, you can search for those with Time Ring, which costs the 2. What's really nice is when you are energy ramping with Zamasu, Cosmic Trader, and using the Zeno Cosmic Unison, getting to 4 energy you could do as soon as turn 2, because you'd pay 1, put the energy, then you would use Zeno's effect, put another energy, you're now at 4, then you could use Time Ring, and then get 2 cards, which also allows you to search for your super combos. Obviously, if you are a mono blue deck, you must run Sensu Bean. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing. Sensu Bean is just one of those where it stops the rush decks from coming after you. You just hit Sensu Bean, get up to that 20k. Now they got a combo power to go over you. You could also use this to extend your turn. So you could use Zeno Cosmic Unison, then attack, use Sensu Bean, and then you could do other things. Gotta run all too easy. What's really good about this counter is when this is even in your drop area, you can still utilize this counter. You just have to discard a blue card from your hand and remove it from the game. Then you get to play this card from your drop area. So it's like a guaranteed counter that you could have every turn, especially when you're discarding the top 5 when you're taking life card or damage. So end game, this is just a really solid card to have. The other blue card that I do like to run in here is I run 1 Frieza Universe 7 United. Again, end game, it's just really good. You have all that energy. You can go, oh, I don't even have to have any cards in my hand. 1, 2, 3, and then you get to play the Frieza, so you have a guaranteed blocker out. I know I faced a Vegito deck in the PPG tournament where I wish I would have realized this and done that. Because, yeah, generally they're like, okay, I'm going to have a Zeno Cosmic Union, then I'm going to have a Gogeta, and then, you know, the Vegito gives the Zeno Triple Strike. What's really nice is if you have this guaranteed blocker, it's like you can pay 3 every turn, play that blocker guaranteed. You're going to be able to guarantee block one of those attacks unless they have something that can remove a blocker with barrier. And then you have all too easy where it's just like, okay, great, 1 energy, boom. So you can handle those attacks while you're ramping back up. So that's the blue cards. I believe I hit. Oh yeah, the other thing I do run, the Goku Black Rose Lofty Aspirations. This is a really good card to play as well because it can evolve from a Goku Black that's currently in your energy area, or once you get to 5 energy, you get to play this guy from your hand for free and get to draw a card. And then if they have 5 or more energy, you actually get to blow up 2 of their energy, which is like really good. Really solid late game card to play. So next I'm going to get into, well, you gotta, I run 2 of these. You gotta run 2 of the Great Ape Son Goku Saiyan Instincts. This is again end game. You're on your awakened side. You're desperately needing cards. These 2 are going to be like your lifesaver. Pay 2 energy, draw 2 cards. It's going to make sure you got those cards continually coming. So I do run 2 of these. I mean, you could run more. You could run 3 or 4 if you really wanted to fit space in there. I personally only see the need for 2, so I run 2. The next thing I want to get into is the green cards in the deck. And you're like, well, green? Like, well, why go away from yellow? Well, I find green to be much, much, much more aggressive, and I'll show you some really cool things that you can do. So, first off, we have the Zamasu, the underlying. This card, indestructible. Activate battle, and it's actually colorless. You only just need 1 energy. Doesn't even got to be green. You get to play this card from your hand, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 1 and KO it. And this is activate battle. So your opponent could be attacking with a 1-drop. I know there are some powerful 1-drops. I know one I can think of is the chilled card, where you can give it triple strike if you pay like 3 energy and it gains a bunch of stuff. This is just a really good solid card to play early game. You essentially get a Zamasu out on the field, and it's indestructible. So it's out there, it's stuck out there. Unless your opponent can start negging it power, really solid card to play. Then we have the SS Goku Black, a dedicated plan. This one also has an activated battle, costs 2 energy, and you actually, again, 2 colorless, and you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less or KO it. So again, if they have Pairs really well, actually, after you have Strategy Overground. They start going all in with their 1 and 2 drops, and then all you have to do is go, oh great, okay, I pay 2 energy, yeah, blow up the 2 drop. Then you get to play this card, and then it has an activate main costing 3. Choose up to one of your green Zamasu cards in your hand with an energy cost of 5 or more and play it. Then at the start of your opponent's next main phase, choose one of your green energy and switch it to active mode. You may put a green energy in your energy area, so you may get that part of the effect. But what's really nice about this is you pay the 3 energy, then you get to play this 7-drop Twisted Justice Fused Zamasu. Now, what's nice about this Twisted Justice Fused Zamasu, it does have multiple purposes. So number 1, you play this card. It's a double striker, indestructible for 25k. Again, that's not going to be easy to get rid of unless your opponent is playing red, and they can actually negate the power of your battle cards. So this is a really, really, really good card to play just all the way around, a double striker. But then you get to choose up to 2 of their battle cards or 2 cards from their hand that they now must play into the drop area. Okay, that they now have to play into the drop area, which is pretty insane. I mean, you're definitely getting some, you can get rid of a lot of their, battle cards if they have a wide field. If you just want to start getting some cards out of their hand from the drop area, you could use this Twisted Justice Fused Zamasu. Really, really good. So I like this. Great 7-drop. Easily can be searched for with the Time Ring. Time Ring allows you to search for any of those. Unfortunately, with the Fused Zamasu Advocate for Evil, it does need to be a blue Zamasu and a blue Goku Black. So you could not use these to fuse into the Fused Zamasu Advocate for Evil. That would have been really, really good combo power. But still, this one does allow you to use any Goku Black and Zamasu that's in play that you could fuse, that you could pay 4 colors and a green in order to get into this. But generally, you're going to play the Fused Zamasu using the Twisted Justice, or not the Twisted Justice, but the SS Rose Goku Black, a delicate plan. Now, finally, we're going to talk about the SCR in the deck, and this is where can be a really, really, really big surprise, which is what I really like it. And that is the Cell Zeno Unspeakable Abomination. Now, what's really cool and what I really love about this card is, first off, it is successor to 12. Well, how are you going to get to 12, you ask? Well, that's actually quite simple. We have the Zamasu, the Underlying, which has Indestructible that you're paying 1 energy for to play, which is generally you can get this out beginning of the game. Then you have your 3-drop SS Rose Goku Black, a delicate plan. Remember, this is Activate Battle, so you could actually play this on your opponent's turn. Save the 2 energy, play this. And then you can go into the Twisted Justice Fused Zamasu. So if we add this up, 7 plus 3 plus 2 is that magic number of 12, which gets us to our Cell Zeno Unspeakable Abomination. Which is, so... So essentially, you could get this out pretty early. Now, the one really neat feature with this card is if you have 5 or more energy when you play this card, choose up to 3 cards in your opponent's hand and place them in their drop area, and this card gets dual attack for the duration of the turn. Well, with the blue deck, paired green with blue, you're actually ramping. So if you could imagine, if you had, your turn 3, you're at 3 energy. You've already turn 1 played the Zamasu Underlying, and then turn 2 on your opponent's turn, you played the SS Rose Black, a delicate plan. So now it's your turn. You draw. You're going to play the energy for your 3rd energy. Then you're going to play Zamasu Cosmic Trader. And then you could use the Zeno Cosmic Unison to give you the 5 energy. And then once you have the 5 energy, you could pay the 3, because now you're at you paid 1 for the Zamasu Cosmic Trader, then you pay the 3 for the SS Rose Goku Black, a delicate plan. So now you're at the 4 energy to play this. Now you're at the 7-3-2. You have 5 energy in play. Then you can play the Cell Zeno Unspeakable Abomination, and now they have to choose 3 more cards from their hand. So 2 from this, 3 from this, and then now you have a quadruple striker dual attack that is on the field. That is going to cause a world of hurt for your opponent. Now I know what some of you are saying, but hey, Mr. Pied Piper, it's indestructible. Indestructible for your opponent. You can destroy your own battle cards, so that is perfectly fine. You can combo that with the successor, so that is perfectly legal. You can destroy your own battle cards. Also, when I talked about that little combo, I know what you guys were, how can I play this SS Goku Black along with the Zeno Cosmic Unison? You would need a Sensu Bean in your hand, because essentially you would play the Zeno Cosmic Unison, then you give yourself an extra energy, attack with your leader, Sensu Bean, and then you could activate battle, and then you could play this from your hand. So essentially you could essentially do this Cell Zeno Unspeakable Abomination as early as turn 3. And get its full effects with this deck. The bad part is this SCR is not searchable. With this deck, essentially, if you get it in your hand, you get it in your hand. But to be honest, this is just one of the many win cons with the deck. It's one of those, like, you're going to draw, and then you're going to see if you end up getting it. Just having a bunch of these guys out are going to be trouble. And then if you get out this Strategy Overgrown, this is going to be just going to cause a bunch of trouble for your opponent anyway. And then you have the time rings to help you get your Zamasus and the Zamasus and Goku Blacks you need in your hand. So that's the main deck. I'm just going to briefly go over the side deck. So one of the things, and let me see if I can scroll down here enough so my video ain't in the way. I do run in the side deck Zamasu the Mastermind. This is a free blocker that you can play. It is a 2-drop that you can play if you have a Goku Blackout, that you get to play a free blocker. Again, this pairs really well with the SCR because it's yet another 2-drop that you can use towards the successor. So great option available there. And then it also gives you even more defense because it's like a free blocker that you get to play. The other ones I do run is I do run the 6-drop Zamasu the Alert God. It does cost 3 blue and 2 colorless, and you evolve it off of Zamasu. It doesn't matter what Zamasu, doesn't have to be blue. This also gains indestructible, and it gives you even more defense for your deck late game, because now that this guy's out, it's like, okay, hey, great, you have a guaranteed blocker every turn, or a guaranteed negate every turn, as long as you can take 1 card from your hand and put it into your drop area. So, pretty cool. I do run that, especially if they're going to get into late games. The other one I do is I do run Fuse Zamasu Fusion Refined. Again, this one is used for your really, really slow decks, like your, for example, your not successor decks, but invoker decks that don't want to do a lot of damage to you. You can add these. Once you get this out, you can awaken whenever you're ready. You can be at the 3 or more life, and then also this is indestructible again, and then it has an activate main that you can place this card in your drop area. If your leader card is Zamasu and you have 15 or less cards, you get to choose 1 Infinite Force Fuse Zamasu in your hand and play it, which I also pair with the side deck. This is the one that literally indestructible, 30k, and then when it attacks, you get to choose 1 card each from their battle area, energy, life, and hand. Guaranteed. So from their hand, they're losing an energy, they're losing a life, they're losing a card, they're losing a battle area, a card in their battle area. This is just a really, really, really good card, and you could play this as, you could play this as cheap as 2 blue energy. 2 blue energy, 15 or less cards, bam, you could play this card. So, this is the more aggressive version of the Fuse Zamasu deck. Again, if you did look at my previous deck profile video, I did take out a lot of the, like in the previous deck profile video, I did run the Black Vegeta, where essentially if you play this card, you get to choose 3 or between battle cards between 3 and 7 and put them at the bottom of your life deck. That is really good. And then there's also the Gowasu card that when you combo with it, again, you get to take between battle cards with 3 or more, and I think it's like 15k or less, and put them at the bottom of your light deck. It's really good, but it's kind of overkill on the defense, to be honest with you. You already have 14 to 15 life using this strategy. If you start needing a lot more, you start losing out on a lot of that aggressive behavior. So, yeah, like this one, again, it just utilizes more of the leader. It's a lot more of an aggressive deck, and can cause a lot of trouble for your opponent. So, alright, fellow Metamaniacs, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I get to see you at the Gen Con tournament. I am playing in the one on Thursday night, so I'm looking forward to playing in that. I hope we're allowed to, like, I know there's been talks of, you know, using video in order to do your deck, which is perfectly fine. If I have to do video, I'm actually, I have a loft bed above my desk I actually use for company when they come to stay over. So I can actually put a camera right above here, and I can have my loft bed. Oh, here, let me put on the main video here. Here we go. I actually have a loft bed up here so I can have my camera come down so they'll be able to see my cards and stuff. But honestly, I really prefer playing on Untapped.in. I really prefer playing on that and then talking to someone over Discord. I find the matches go a lot easier and just a lot quicker. But I hope I get to play you at the Gen Con tournament. Again, this is the deck that I'm going to be using, so quite excited about it. I just want to, again, say thank you for our Patreon supporters. Renee and Trent from TAC Games, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And for those of you that don't want to be shouted out, thank you so much for being Patreon supporters. We want to continue to bring in that content for you every week for TCG games in general. If you have not had a chance to check out our first podcast, I was part of a podcast over why we like TCG games, which I know I personally love them just because I love the people that we get to meet. So I would encourage you guys to check out that video when you get the chance. And yeah, if you have any deck profile videos that you would like me to do over your deck, please send them over. I would love to do a video over your deck profile. Please send it using the DBS Decks link and just give me a general description of your deck. And kind of the strategies and combos. We want to share, you know, we're all about sharing deck ideas and helping improve each other's decks. Again, this is how I made this version of my Fuse Zamasu deck. It's from a lot of input from you guys saying, hey, like the Fuse Zamasu, little not so aggressive. Wish it was a little bit more, had a little bit more oomph behind it. Well, this deck has that oomph, and it also has that defense using the Fuse Zamasu with the leader card ability. So, all right, fellow Metamaniacs, I will see you next week, and I'm still looking for a way to close out my videos, but one of my friends gave me a really good way to close it because my nickname's the Pied Piper, so I'm going to sit there and tell you guys thank you for watching the Metamaniacs video, and your wish has been granted. See you guys.